Kirby Air Riders can sometimes feel like playing F-Zero on a banana peel, but since some of the vehicles do control like entirely different games, it's important for brand new players to start with ones that function like something they're familiar with until the fundamentals click. The three I recommend new players begin with are the Wheelie scooter, Chariot, and Wagon Star. Picking a vehicle in Air Riders is like choosing to main a distinct class, and some of these machines are just going to be flat out weird at first if you didn't play the original Kirby Air Ride. So if your gameplay looks like a bowling alley with the bumper guards constantly knocking you back and forth, try one of the following three. The Wheelie scooter is going to give you super grippy controls and sharp, precise drift. This will give the game somewhat of a more sci-fi racer feel, like F-Zero, Wipeout, Fast RMX, or Extreme G. On the other puffy hand, the Chariot gives you a two-wheeled, easy-to-handle, grounded feel, playing more like a traditional kart racer, like Mario Kart, Sonic Racing, Mod Nation Racers, Crash Team Racing, Garfield Kart. Or if you want something absolutely ultra-basic that just goes, with its gimmick being that it has no gimmick, the Wagon Star's inability to boost out of a drift puts more of a focus on the core of racing. The GameCube skin I made for my wagon, if you like it, let me know, and here's the ID you can plug into the game to get it yourself. Now there's one huge mistake that I see some new players doing, and that's avoiding NPC enemies that are littered around the track. But no, hold on, enemies in this combat racer should be seen as boost pads to purposely aim for. These give you micro jolts of acceleration, and by chaining together enemy takedowns, that's one of the best ways to keep up your speed, especially in first place, since people behind you can draft off your star trail thing, your celestial star farts. Let's look at the Wheelie scooter a bit more in depth though. This one is very easy to unlock, you just have to finish first in a race. Or go to the collection tab, then the miles shop, and you can buy it in here or anything else you can afford. When picking a character to pair with the Wheelie scooter, I suggest choosing someone with high top speed, but actually also lower grip. King DDD will work well. The Wheelie scooter already has a high grip, and if you did pick a character that has too much grip, it's going to make it too sensitive on the analog stick, creating oversteering issues. This combo, though, feels like a nice amount of grippy to the terrain, and the opposite of floaty, giving you very precise turning. You'll also need to drift your corners way later than you might be used to, since it turns so sharply. Almost be like halfway into the turn, then drift to get the timing down. Some of the tracks expect a pretty quick response time to actually make some of the harsh corners, but the Wheelie scooter handles them like nothing. The charge up of its boost out of a drift is also very fast, so even a tiny little scoot to the side is often all you need to chain into a boost. Brake pumping works well with this too, which is done by turning while rapidly tapping the brake input instead of holding it down. So that's the Wheelie scooter. I really like this for a broad range of players, and here's a simple little Switch-themed skin I put together if you want it. Next is the simple, gets the job done, Chariot. This can be unlocked easily by just finishing a race under 3 minutes, or jump into the miles shop, buy it with points. Unlike the last one, this vehicle can pretty much work with any character you might prefer. The Chariot is one of the easiest vehicles to control. It's not overly steery, it's not too floaty, and its two-wheel design makes it pretty much do exactly what you tell to do. Its drift is more reminiscent of the timing from a traditional kart racer, where you skid sideways for a while and then boost out of it. An important thing that's going to help you with cornering, not just with this vehicle, but almost every other vehicle in Air Riders, is that you can tilt down on the analog stick, then slide it to the left or right as soon as you start holding drift, to more rapidly slow down, but turn sharper. Or the opposite, you can hold diagonal up left or diagonal up right on the analog stick while drifting to lengthen the time it takes to slow down, giving you a wider turn. So yeah, that's the Chariot. You might end up liking its simplicity. And the last beginner option I have for you is the Wagon Star, which has high speed and acceleration, but you can't charge during a drift. For this reason, I suggest grabbing a character that has a high boost stat, meaning acceleration, and a high grip stat, because the wagon can feel a bit slidey on the ground without a grippy character strapped in. Having a high boost stat character is going to allow for quicker acceleration out of a drift, which is going to make up for the wagon's lack of not being able to boost out of a drift. The wagon, though, is just flat out fast. It doesn't have much of a learning curve and is suited for just simplified, straightforward racing, despite its awkward cubic appearance. Now for this last bit, I'm going to highlight some of the things I personally like to change in the options menu. mostly to give the game a cleaner visual look and make aiming of turns a bit easier. First, in the controls, I like to set quick spin to hard. This will reduce the amount of accidental spin attacks you make when doing fast back and forth adjustments on the analog stick. In visibility options, I actually like the outlines on, which makes the characters and vehicles pop a bit more from the environment. It's kind of like a cell shading effect, or comic book effect. Attack hit notifications, off for me. I don't need the visual clutter. Then important ones in camera movement. I like setting field of view to 3 and camera distance to 1. Any higher and it gives it too much of a top-down look, personally. This wider field of view, though, is going to make it easier to see turns coming up and turn them. In visual effects, I prefer the speed effect turned off entirely. Normally, the game will dynamically adjust the field of view according to how fast you're going, but I find this kind of throws off my timing with consistently nailing turns. Set speed effect off though, and even while hitting a boost, your camera won't be jolting all around and messing with your view. This, for me, makes it easier to consistently hit turns. And in the HUD options, you might have to be in the main menu to see this. Here, I like to turn off the giant player names, because again, I don't like the visual clutter. I like to see the tracks and see turns coming up. Oh, and bonus thing, if you just want to quickly test out a bunch of vehicles, go to the city trial free roam mode. Then look for this building that says city on it. Nice. It's on the end of town opposite of where the pirate ship is. And down in here, you'll find a showroom with all kinds of vehicles you can try out. Or just pause, then hit call machine to send any of those over to where you're currently at. Alright, so yeah, if you never played the original Kirby Air Ride or forgot how unorthodox it can play sometimes, hopefully some of this stuff will ease you in. Once you get the general flow of the game, where it clicks, you understand what Sakurai was going for, and you realize, oh, this isn't actually Mario Kart, it's something quite different. That's when it's safe to start branching out to learn some of the stranger steering mechanics of the other machines that are hidden in there. Many at first are like, ew, and then later you're like, oh. Any can be the best if you put in the work to master them. Put down below in the comments, though, your personal favorite vehicle so far in Kirby Air Riders. Bonus points if you add also your favorite character combo. Interested to see what the majority of people are using. I don't actually know at this point. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for checking this out today. I'm Alex, and I hope to spot you in the next one.